Confirmed.
Yeah. So what SE Linux really does is what SE Linux really does is it is protecting protecting the system. Okay, and it will allow the system to work if it is something normally used. Okay, so for example, let's see here. Okay, give me one moment here. Okay, so let's copy this here. Okay, so what is happening here is process. Yeah, this is really good. So what is happening here is if something is normal, okay, if some action is normal, for example, you connect to port 22, right? Um, you connect to port 22. If you are, let me exit this too. So you connect, you put the server name and then you connect to port 22. So something like that is acceptable and it's normal, right? But if you made a changes into the system and allow extraordinary changes, what SC Linux does is it will block that for you. Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm looking up something. Okay. Okay, so let me type the command here. Clear se manage, okay, port -l grep ssh, okay, or grep 22, right? One 192.168.56.20. Okay, I'm gonna type a command se manage, right? So I'm typing se manage port. I'm just looking at using the security enhanced Linux. I'm looking at the port here. Okay, so port -l. Okay, so these are the ports. looking for port 20 or 22 or 21. Okay, 453 is this here, and okay, here FTP port 2021. Okay. Okay, right here, SSH port 22. Okay, so let me explain it to you. So, for example, SSH works on port 22. Okay, but if SSH tries to use port use any other port, it will be denied. Okay, so here's the example here. In plain English, I'll tell you. So when you go into work, example, if a person has access to building coming from front door. Okay, so if you're going into a work, you could go into through the front door and you scan your badge and it will let you in, right? If a person have if a person has access to building, going through front door using the badge. Okay, this is normal. This is normally allowed for this person. If the same person tries to go through the side door using the same badge, he will be denied access. Okay, did you get it? So what is happening if a person has access to building going through front door using the badge, and if this is normal, he will have access. Okay, and if the same person try to go through using a different way, he's going into the same building, he's supposed to have access, but he's doing some unconventional way to get into the building, the access is denied. Okay, this is the same example. So let me copy the picture. So in here, what I'll do is I'll put in the example. So here, SSH uses port 22. Okay, and SSH uses port 22, right? Port 22 is being used. Yeah. Okay, and SE Linux quietly checks this. Okay, and then if this is normal, then the access is allowed. Okay, so this is one scenario. Okay, SSH uses port 20. Okay, so what will happen here is then SE Linux quietly checks this, and what she does is she denies the access. This is not normal. This is not normal. Then the access is denied. Okay. All right, give me one moment here. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to connect using port 20 here. Okay, so let's see what is using port 20. SSH port 22. Grep 20. Okay, FTP is using 20. What we're gonna do is we're gonna change it to 2222. It's using 22. We're gonna add 2222. Is it more than 65,000? Yeah, it's more than 65,000. Okay, so nobody else is using port 2222. Okay, so let's see what we could do. So we have talked about this last time. Security policy. So it could be a user, a resource, file or directory, or action performed by a subject. Example, read or write or create. Such as a file, directory, device, and then also I would add port, etc. Security policy site-wise. So the policy is already watching this here. Okay, everybody got the concept here, right? What I'm saying here is the policy. The policy is already built in here. Okay, by default, it's going to allow all this here. Okay, so if something is unusual, it's going to block it. Unusual activity is blocked. Okay, so let me put it in here again. Okay, so Okay, so I'm gonna search the net. How to change the SSH port in Linux, okay? See, this is where it's saying manage. Okay, give me 1 second here. Abdullah, I'm in a class. Sorry about that. So let's see here. So normal SSH port is 222. Okay, change to port. No. Normal is 22. Normal is port is 22. Okay, change to port 2222. Okay, because how many ports we have in operating system? Come on, guys. I told you about this, right? How many ports we have in operating system? We have to go to network class. maximum okay, right here the ports are 2 to the power of 16. So we each operating system, Windows or Linux, they have 65,536 ports. And SSH uses 22. Okay, so okay, so it has how many 65,000 ports in there. And this is where SE Linux comes in. SE Linux is allowing only the known ports. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the SSH port 22 to change it to use the port 2222. Okay, so let's begin the process here. So a note about SE Linux here, right? So what we're gonna do is in here, I'm gonna log in. I'm gonna clear this IPA. Okay, the port, this is 192.168.56.20, right? So I'm gonna do paste here, and then I'm gonna put 2222, and then I'm gonna see what happens here. So what is happening is trying to get connect. What it's trying to do is trying to do, instead of going to the door number 22, is trying to go to the door number 2222. So it says connection denied. Why you get the connection denied? Because SE Linux, the port is not open to begin with, and SE Linux denied the service. So let's do this here. Let's follow this document, and then let's see where we go. Okay, so edit the file and set the port portion. So I'm going to go to vi/etc/sshd_config. Okay, this is the file here. vi/etc/sysconfig file is the file. You go in, edit it. If it's something is an etc folder, that means it's a SSHD config file. I'm sorry, anything in the etc folder is configuration file. Okay, all right, now it's telling us to go and change the port 22. So let's go look for port 22, and then it says to set the port or locate that reads as follows. Okay, why is this pound here? Okay, in here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this to port 2222. Okay, now I'm gonna save and exit. Okay, then what it's saying here is it's just giving you an example here. These are the commonly used ports. Okay, so now use the cat command grep or egrep to see the internet working ports. So I'm gonna do this here command or grep services. Okay, so I'm not gonna do that. So right now it's using this port 22 here. Okay, this is the current status of port 22. It's either using the as TCP and UDP. Okay, and we have changed the port 22 to port 2222. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna restart the service here. Okay, systemctl restart SSHD. Okay, we configured all this here. I'm gonna say restart. Okay, failed because control process exited without this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here. There is error. Error is output. Error is output because of the it says failed because control process exited with error. Okay, systemctl status or journal CTL. We could run journal CTL too. internal CTL. Error is output because of the abnormal configuration. Okay, good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up here, and then I'm going to open the ports here. Okay, open the ports through firewall and see if that is going to help. And I'm going to open this port here too. Okay, so we open the port here, and then I'm gonna do is restart this and see if it's gonna work. Okay, what I'm gonna do in putty is I'm gonna type 192.168.56.20, right? Is that the IP address we have? Well, 192.168.56.20. And then I'm going to connect to port 22. Okay, now port 22 is not going to be connected either because we are messed up. So now if we try to do port 20, let's see if he's going to do that. 22. Okay, connection refused. So we tried this. So the connection, even though the ports are open through the ports are open through the firewall, also regular port 22 will not work also. since the config file is changed. Okay, so we open it on the port file here. So what we're going to do is this is for Debian Ubuntu. Okay, I'm not worried about that. Okay, so now you must, okay, now what we have to do is we have to open the port here, okay? So before that, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go into I'm gonna find this thing here, okay? I'm gonna use find -n and I'm gonna hold on, give me one moment here. Okay, so we already did the manage port, right? So se manage. Okay, so let me go into history. Okay, so we ran this command. Before that, okay, we are checking the port. Okay, when you run that, you'll get this. This is port is open here, okay? Port 22 is open, which is normal. Current status, systemctl restart SSH, open port through firewall. Okay, and then we did that. The port is still not open, right? Okay, good. Now what we have to do is we have to look for the file that holds the information to. So let's see, cd/sbin, and let's see if something called SSH is there. cd slash etc slash cd okay, cd slash etc ssh, okay, ls hyphen lz. So which one is SSH port? SSH port T-P set 22. Okay, let me clear this. So let's go ahead and run this command here. Se manage port hyphen a means allow, T, and then which port we are allowing. Where did we get that information from? We already got this information here, right? SSH port underscore T, SSH underscore port underscore T, and then hyphen P, yani I mean permanent. And what kind of port is it? TCP, and you want to add 2222. Okay, and then I'm going to hit enter. SE manage command not found. Okay, I forgot A in there. Okay, now what we're going to run is we're going to run the previous SE command, SE manage hyphen port L. Then we're going to do grep port SSH T. So we should have two ports showing up here. One is 22 and another one is 222. Okay, now what we did is we added port 2222. Okay, so Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Okay, now let's cross the fingers here and see if we could connect. Okay, so I'm gonna load this here and then I'm gonna type 2222 and we'll see what happens. There you go. Now you are able to connect. So I'm gonna say no. Okay. So I'm gonna say 192.168.56.20 and I'm gonna say 2222 and I'm gonna copy this part. Okay, and you are logged in here. Root. Okay, so the login is successful. Okay, any questions so far?
Yeah, I got a question. How do you pay this off on a Mac? Because I don't have Putty. I don't have a Putty session.
What do you mean? You connect to open terminal and type SSH and the IP address of your port here. Give me TeamViewer. You've never been able to use Putty or the terminal. I think I told you to earlier. You use terminal, right? You got Mac also.
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah. Give me your partner ID.
It's 1-897-627-166. Foxtrot Nancy 2 Mary 91.
Okay, can you minimize this WebEx?
Okay.
You're doing good. You are in terminal. Now open another terminal.
Okay.
Now, yeah, now try to connect and hit enter. Okay, is this the same one as the one you've been working on?
Yeah, it's the same one, but I was unaware if I was doing it right or not.
No. You did good. You worked through all with me.
Yeah. I never set up a Putty because I because I've been using this here as my terminal.
That's what you're supposed to. I mean, you don't have term. I mean, that's what the terminal is putty in there.
You're right. So that's all I've been doing. So if I'm doing it right, then we're good.
Yeah, yeah, you're doing good.
Okay, cool.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we will change it back to the original way. So now what we have to do is I missed one step here. I was gonna show you to disable SC Linux totally and see if it would have worked. Uh, okay. Okay, so let's do which SC manage, right? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use this file here, and I'm gonna do restore con. Restore con hyphen RV. Okay, and then let's run the SC manage port. Uh, okay, so all I have to do is D. SC manage hyphen D. T port permanent P000. Okay, now you remove this, right? So now what will happen is you won't be able to get back in there anymore. Okay, so if I do this, if I do practice port 22, right? Or port 222. Okay, why am I able to get in there? I have to reload the SSHD2. Let's see, manage, or I have to run any other command. So I'm gonna do is get enforce. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is set enforce 0, get enforce okay, and then I'm gonna do set enforce 1, enforcing. See, I'm not able to get in there. Okay, so turn off and on SC Linux. Okay, so how do you turn on and off? You set enforce to 0. When you set it to 0, that means it's off. And when you set it to 1, it's on. Okay, now you will be denied the service. Now you will be denied to connect to the reason on Mac you're not feeling anything, right? You're still able to connect on Mac.
I'm good.
Okay. Now you will be denied. Now you will be denied connection to SSH. Okay, so that's good. Now what we're gonna do next is we'll just disable this and see what happens. Okay, so let's do set enforce 0 and see if we are able to get in there. Okay, so we are not able to get in there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add the port. I'm gonna add the port. Okay, so you get denied here. So let's see here. SC manage port. So let me get enforce permissive. So we should connect now. Okay, why are we not able to connect? Because we're not using port 2222. Okay, so now actually what I wanted to do is I want to remove this here. Let's do set enforce. It's enforcing the SC Linux policies. I'm gonna remove this. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is okay, so and let's see, get enforce. Okay, it's enforcing. Okay, let me connect this. Okay, let me disable this and enable this again. Now we shouldn't connect. still able to connect. We removed the port, right? So let me see what the port is. Get enforce is enforcing. SC manage port -a. Deleted it. So if I restart SSHD, okay, so where is SSHD? Okay, now it's not restarting, right? Now it's not connecting. So what I'm going to do is enforcing. So it's enforcing, right? If we disable this, then it should work. But you normally don't do this. Okay, now it's working now. So what will happen is you will be denied connection. It will also work without adding port to SE manage. Okay, so this is not the preferred way to do it. This is not a preferred way to set this preferred way to use. Okay, okay, good. So let's see here what happens. So let's get a kick out of this. Let's go ahead and try to set this port on something else. uh, if you do this and if you go to port 22, and you could even do this, okay, and it should work. Because why would it work? Because um, because the SE Linux is disabled. We don't have to add it to the SE manage port. So we have to do this one more time here. Set enforce 0, and let's see here. No, but you still have to add it through the firewall. Okay, firewall CMD. Triple 5 times 2222. Okay, and then we're gonna reload it. Okay, so now let's take a look here. We have not added to the SE Linux manager, right? Port there is no port. It's only port 22 is in here, but port 22222 is added there, but 2222 is not in here. So let's see if we are able to connect to here. But what is the status of the SE Linux is it's disabled here. If it's disabled, it should never have problem connecting. 222. There you go. So if the SE Linux is disabled, that means there is no security guard watching. So we disable the security system. If you're using a badge to get into the system there, right? If you're going to the badge and entering the room using a different door, you're not supposed to go through that door. We disable that checks. So now you are able to go into any room using the card. Okay, did you get it? Now, moment I set this up here as set enforce to 1, okay? And let's see, let's restart the SSHD. Okay, I am expecting that. And then let's do SE manage port. So the port 22 should already be in there. Now we try to connect again, we shouldn't be able to do that. Okay, so if you try to connect again, see, we shouldn't be able to do that because the SE Linux is turned on. SE Linux is on. Okay, let's go ahead and change our old setting back to back to 22. Now we should connect without any problem here. We can't. Why we not able to connect? We have to restart the service. Okay, we restarted the service. Let's restart here. See, we are back in business. So most of the time you have to do that in only few cases, okay? But most of the time you don't have to deal with SE Linux as much. Okay. All right. Let's see if I could start another topic. Um we already did system configure, locate, and interpret system logs. Did I talk about NFS server? Okay, so we don't have NFS server here, so let's configure the NFS server. Okay, what you want to do is uh, make another right click clone, and I'm gonna say NFS. What is NFS? NFS is uh, so I'll just type the definition here. The network file system. NFS. Okay, is a client slash server application that lets a computer user view and optionally store and update files on a remote computer as though they were on the user's own computer. NFS is like your network drives. You know how you have a network drives on your computer? When you go into work, like me here, I have a bunch of network drives in here. These network drives I have here is not attached to my computer. It's on the network, okay? So somehow I am able to connect here. So we're gonna try using that here. Okay, optionally store and update computer. Okay. The NFS protocol is one of several distributed file system standards for NAS network. Did you ever hear about NAS? Hey, network. If you're working, you should have NAS in your environment. I didn't hear though.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on and then install, and I will catch it up tomorrow. Give me a few minutes here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and name this here. I'll just do nfs01@zmpt.com, okay? And then IPA. I'm gonna have to change the network settings. I'll go in here, change network. I'm going to change to bridge to host only adapter. Okay, and then I'm click OK, and I'm going to restart this. Root. Okay, 192.168.56.155. Okay, so here we're gonna install some packages. Yum install nfs utils -y. Uh-oh. I need to enable the NAT. I should have. I'm going to type zmprotech.local, okay? NAT network. Few more minutes, okay? Okay, so let me restart this. Root Red Hat. Okay, let me clear this. And I need to start the system. Systemctl start nfs-server. Okay. Okay, you do systemctl enable nfs server. When you do this, what will happen is it will if the system restart, the service starts also. Okay, and you do status. So if you look at, it's active right now, and then it is enabled. Okay, good. Okay, so let's do df-h lsblk. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add another hard drive in here. Okay, so I'm gonna shut it down. Okay, add another hard drive here, and it says create new disk, and then give it a name, NFS disk, and I'm gonna give it about 24 GB. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna end here. We'll catch up tomorrow. All right, if you have any questions, put it in the chat. Okay, y'all have a good day.